Welcome, everyone, to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment this week. My name is David, and today I am joined by my fellow Xfinity editors, Scott, Audrey, and for the first time ever, Xfinity's music editor, Quam.
Woo! How's
it going?
I thought we were going to actually get the air horn. I was so proud.
Oh, you wanted an actual air horn? I'm so sorry.
We wanted an actual air horn. Thank you.
There it is. There
DJ Primo Wheat.
Look, it's coming. It was a little late to the party, okay? Sorry.
So, for everyone who isn't familiar with you or your work, Quam, what are the things we absolutely positively need to know about you?
Well, I'm a meme connoisseur. I love me some good memes. I think you all know that. I'm a Leo. I will live and die by my Leo hood. And I love music because I'm the music editor, obviously. And, relatively a chill guy. That's pretty much it.
It's true. Who are your favorite artists?
Oh, man. So some of my favorite artists would include Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z. As for rappers, I love Erykah Badu, Frank Ocean, Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson. My taste in music is pretty eclectic. It ranges from all different decades. So I actually don't like that question a lot because I'm like, who are my favorite artists? It changes by the day. So.
Okay. Well, you also do some really amazing music collections. I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but I'm curious about some of your favorite collections that you've built for Xfinity.
Oh, so easily my favorite will have to be festival season / festivals from home, solely because it's all centered around live performances, concerts, and I just love seeing artists perform. I'm a big fan of artists, and artists performing is when they really are their most intimate. So being able to, design a destination around, artists being able to perform was a real passion project for me. And also, I just love festivals.
One of my favorite things to do, Kwame and I have some really great conversations about like 90s, 80s music because he's a smidge younger than we are. So I love bringing up things like Keith Sweat and seeing where we land on the differences in ages. We have really good conversations, though.
Definitely. Our conversations about Keith Sweat was probably my favorite.
It was. And of course, so we all love Quam, and he's been a part of our team for several years now. And we've even occasionally shared some musical experiences together. So I think we have a clip of that, actually.
Crazy, she's poison but tasty. Yeah, people say run, don't walk away.
That is Quam and I enjoying an Ava Max concert out in front of the Comcast Center a couple years ago.
When we went to the office.
Yeah. It was a good time, and clearly you're all stunned by how incredible that clip was.
If I recall correctly, she performed incredibly out front of the Comcast Center, right? Like the vocals were top notch.
She was amazing, Scott.
I wasn't going to say anything. All right. You can learn more about Kwame by saying Quam, as we were calling him. We get to know more about him by saying get to know Quam into your voice remote. And speaking of which, be sure to use your remote to participate in our live poll later in the show. There it is. Remember, you can vote once or as many times as you'd like, and your vote is counted when your selection changes color. Now, let's start the show with In the News. This Thursday, June 10th, the world will say goodbye to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. After 14 years, 20 seasons, and nearly 300 episodes, the hit e-reality series will come to an end with an emotional swan song for Kris, Kim, Khloe, Kourtney, Kylie, Kendall, Caitlyn, Kanye, Rob, Mason, Brandon, Brody, Blac Chyna, Northwest, Saint West, Scott Disick, Chris Humphries, Lamar Odom, Todd Cranes, and Jonathan Shiban, who I'm still not entirely sure who he is or what he does. I now turn to our panel of editors for your thoughts on this bittersweet moment in pop culture history.
One thing I just want to get out of the way, first of all, Scott Disick was very far back in that list, and the Lord should move a lot higher up because he's just really a wonderful part of that show. And don't make that face at me. I know you love Todd Cranes, but Scott Disick is above Todd Cranes.
I feel like for people who maybe don't watch the show, Audrey, you should qualify that he's actually a lord, like as in knighted, and not, you don't think of him as maybe your lord. Unless you do. I mean, you might.
I mean, I might worship at the altar of Scott Disick. But yeah, I'll just start by saying this show has been around obviously for a really long time. It's like the first like reality TV family. They brought us the momager, the mom manager and Kris Jenner, and love them, hate them. They've been around. They have makeup lines and clothing lines, and Kim's trying to be a lawyer, and they have TV shows and spinoffs, and they're models. They do everything really, and like girl power, like more power to them. Like really, they have their own empires. It's pretty amazing. I have already discussed my love of Scott Disick, even though it's not really going to be an eternal love for Courtney and Scott. I also love Travis Barker, and I'm super excited that he's kind of in the whole squad now. So it's going to be sad to see it go, but I think we'll have more Kardashians. It's not going to be the end of them.
Lord willing.
Mm-hmm.
The Kardashians.
Scott, your thoughts on the end of Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
So I never really watched, honestly. Like I kind of dabbled here and there. My sister is a really big fan, and my partner is also a very big fan. And so like I've kind of caught glimpses of it here and there. But really, Kim Kardashian will forever be immortalized to me as Paris Hilton's closet organizer. So there's no real like competition there. She's the true queen of reality is obviously Paris Hilton. And so while I'm sad to see Keeping Up with the Kardashians go, I'm more excited about Paris's journeys going forward. So,
well, let me just say that. Yeah. I was just going to say that all of the back seasons of the Kardashians are on Peacock, and Paris will have a reality show coming to Peacock soon in the future. So there's a tie-in. They're keeping it going with Kim and Paris.
Nice.
Exactly.
Well, Kwame, as a meme connoisseur, I'm sure you've really appreciated 14 years of the Kardashians?
Oh my gosh, David, you just read my mind. That is what I'm going to miss most, especially the Kim crying meme. That is classic in meme culture. And it's the end of an era. I am not a fan of the Keep Up with the Kardashians either, but my sister most surely is, and I know she's going to be sad. And it's a staple in reality TV, and sad to see it go.
Yeah, I mean, crying Kim, you're doing great, sweetie. Kylie mistaking the pig for a chicken. I mean, these are really iconic moments.
David, you can't go down that path without talking about the Kim, stop taking pictures of yourself. Your sister's going to jail is like, honestly, like, in terms of memes, that is like up there.
Well, Audrey, you've actually built a Kardashian superfan destination, right?
I have, yeah. It's really awesome. You'd be surprised at the amount of spinoffs that there are of the show. Maybe you wouldn't, maybe you would, but Khloe alone has like Revenge Body with Khloe, Cocktails with Khloe. They went to the Hamptons. They did New York. They did Miami. Kylie had a show. Rob and Blac Chyna had a show. Like there are a lot of Kardashians adjacent things to watch. So yeah, if you say Keeping Up with the Kardashians, you can find this collection there. And it has everything, all of those spinoffs. It has tours of all of their amazing houses. So you can go behind the scenes and see where these people actually live. You've seen some of it on camera, but some of it you haven't, surprisingly. Classic moments, more reality TV, just tons of Kardashian things. So check it out to get your Kardashians fix. And like I said, you can catch up on all the back seasons on Peacock. And then the finale obviously coming up this Thursday. And then the reunion. And then a new show coming to Hulu. So
yeah. And you can watch all of that on Peacock and then eventually on Hulu on both X1 and Flex for all of our friends watching on Flex for the first time today. Enjoy all of the Kardashians for the next 100 years. It's going to happen. So let's move on now to what we're watching. June is Black Music Month, and our very own Quam has put together an incredible collection showcasing the best movies, docuseries, documentaries, and music videos celebrating Black artists. Quam, tell us a little bit more about that collection.
Yes, so Black Music Month, the Black Music Month collection, which also can be found on X1 and Flex, is dedicated to music that is better when we're together. Coming out of 2020, we saw how powerful the community is when we all come together, we're stronger together, and we wanted to convey that through music in this year's Black Music Month destination. So we just created a collection that is centered around music that is all better when we're together. And so one of my favorite parts of the destination is the music that's better when we're together row. I feel as though when we reminisce on a memory, there's a strong sense of I feel as though when we reminisce on a memory, there's a song or a soundtrack that is associated with that memory. Usually that music brings you back to that memory, and it's always better when we're together as a group. So this is what that section sets out to achieve. It brings you back to those memories and to those moments through music, which are always better when we're together. Whether you're at the family reunion, jamming out to Earth, Wind, and Fire, which is one of my favorite songs, or one of my favorite groups, or you're at the cookout, jamming out to Celebration by Kool and the Gang, or if you're turning up in the club with your friends to the biggest Drake song. Music is always stronger when we're together, and it's always better when you start reminiscing on moments.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all have those moments that we relate to, right?
For sure.
100%.
Definitely.
I mean, I can start with mine if we want to go there. So we were talking about, being together and memories. And for some reason, the first thing that popped in my head is going to the Jersey Shore on vacations and being in the car with my family, driving from Philadelphia and listening to Salt and Pepper in the backseat of the car and screaming the lyrics to Push It. I was probably 10 maybe. Had no idea what I was talking about. Not the most kid-friendly lyrics, if you will, but just loved the beat, loved like the vibe and the feeling. And it was like, kind of just felt like, yes, like we're going on vacation. It was such a happy song to me, having not known what I was actually saying. But I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. And I feel like Scott is another one of those people who can relate to just shouting those lyrics and having no idea what they meant.
How did you know, Audrey? I can 100% relate to that. One of the first songs that popped into my mind was Buffalo Stance by Nina Cherry. This is a song that my cousin Casey and I used to sing in the roller skating rink all the time, while my parents and my aunt would just like stand there and watch us singing Buffalo Stance, which is clearly a song about prostitution and their pimp. And it's just like, no one cares to stop us. Maybe I guess I'm not a parent, so I can't speak from personal experience, but I feel like listening to my kids sing something like this, would be absolutely hilarious. Just like in a closed space, but out in public is maybe a little bit more awkward. Get control of your child. Why are they over here singing about prostitution? I mean, but the lyrics still are very strong and stand true. No money man can win my love. So yeah. David, what's the song for you?
Wow. Well, the song that I relate to most is in 2004, I took a year off college to work at Walt Disney World, and it was January, and I drove from Pennsylvania to Florida. And for the road trip, I brought 3 CDs. Clay Aiken's Measure of a Man, Yellow Cards, you can't see it, but Audrey's shaking her head at me. Yellow Cards, Ocean Avenue, and Maroon 5's Songs About Jane. And while the first 2 are magnificent musical works of art, Songs About Jane really became the soundtrack for my time in Orlando. Just the excitement of being away from home, living life on my own, falling in love, falling out of love. And it really gave me a lot of excuses to showcase my beautiful falsetto. And that's the album that really brings me back to a very specific place and time. All right, now
David,
I'll make fun of me.
David.
Go ahead.
No. Okay, hold on. When you said the first two are like magical works of music or something, were you referring to Clay Aiken and
Yes,
Yellow Card?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I
So
fully support
Aiken-
Yellow Card.
This was
Go ahead.
like 2004. He was just runner up to Ruben Studdard, and he, like, you know, Invincible was a bop. That's what the kids say. Invincible was a bop, and Clay had a great voice, lots of really powerful music
Somebody
there.
stop her while she's ahead.
I'm not sure I'm even ahead. I'm not even sure I'm ahead.
Listen, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, David, but to call it a bop, a little bit for the time.
Do you
maybe,
even
but
remember
in hindsight-
Clay Aiken? Yeah, you're right. For the time, for 2004, like, yeah, maybe. All right, let's get out of this, please. Kwam, what is what's the voice command if people want to check out Black History Month or Black Music Month?
Oh, so you can just say Black Music Month into your X1 or Flex Voice remote, and you get right into the destination. You start listening or watching right away.
Yes. So it's time for an update on Summer Free Preview. It's awesome. I'm so flustered by Clay Aiken.
Wow.
DJ Cream Week, drop the air horns.
I'm just not ready yet. Hold on.
There we go.
All right, everyone, recenter yourselves.
Woosah.
2 weeks ago, we told you about Xfinity's Summer Free Preview, which will feature weekly free previews of networks like HBO Max, History Vault, Hallmark Movies Now, Lifetime Movie Club, Up Faith and Family, A&E, Crime Central, Epix, and much more. Back again to tell us about one of this week's free previews is Kwam. What's going on this week, Kwam?
So this week, we have Quest TV. Quest TV was co-founded by Quincy Jones. It's a subscription video on demand platform that's dedicated to jazz and related music. It has handpicked treasure. It's a handpicked treasure trove of concerts, documentaries, interviews, archival footage, and more. Some of the films and documentaries that I'll be looking forward to watching are from Anderson .Paak, Ray Charles, Robert Glasper Experiment, who I love, Aretha Franklin, and there's so much more. There's so much you can check out and so much content you can go in and just, jam out to. And it's perfect for Black Music Month as well.
Yeah, Kwam, I watched a pair of really awesome Quest specials yesterday. It was Aretha Franklin live at the Antibes Jazz Festival in 1970 and Diana Ross and the Supremes live in Paris in 1968. And I mean, it's just like such hidden gems. I mean, they're not they're full concerts, like an hour long. And I was not only impressed just by like this incredible video, but the sound quality was so good on these videos that it's like, you'd expect footage that old to have some, crackles or pops or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was a really awesome musical experience.
Yes, Quincy Jones and co. really brought a great product to the platform, and definitely there's a lot to check out.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned Anderson .Paak because I was hanging out with Scott over the weekend and one of his friends mentioned liking R&B and funk and trying to relate. I'm really like destroying myself musically here, but trying to relate to him, I was like, oh, I love that Silk Sonic song, Leave the Door Open with Bruno Mars and that other guy. And he almost got up and punched me straight in the face for not knowing that the other guy was Anderson .Paak. And he's like, Anderson .Paak's great. He's been this musical genius for years and years, and he had a band, and now people are only paying attention to him because of Bruno Mars. He's just that other guy.
Listen, how I see it, a win's a win. Despite how you found out about Anderson .Paak, a win is a win, and as long as you're tuning into the music, that's all that really matters. And yes, he is a musical genius, and you should be ashamed of yourself for not knowing of him before. But
yeah,
it's all good, David.
But I notice he's wow. He's got one of his concerts. One of his concerts is on Quest, so I'm gonna check it out and educate myself for sure. And you can all educate yourself and keep track of all the free previews this summer by saying "free" into your voice remote. So now we're going to move on to a segment we call Hidden Gems. Believe it or not, we are halfway through 2021, so there's no better time to look at the best TV shows of the year so far. And look, you'd have to be living under a rock to have missed popular shows like Mare of Easttown, The Handmaid's Tale, and Godfather of Harlem. So we've decided to take a look at some of the best hidden gems you may not have heard of. So I'll kick things off with one of my favorite shows flying under the radar. It is called Fast Foodies on True TV. This half-hour cooking competition features 2 rounds. In the first round, 3 chefs attempt to accurately recreate iconic fast food items like the Sausage McMuffin, In-N-Out Burger, Cheesy Gordita Crunch, and KFC Fried Chicken. And in the second round, they're tasked with putting their own creative spins on the same dishes. Each episode features a different celebrity guest. It's fast, it's fun. You'll almost certainly develop a culinary crush on Chef Kristen Kish, who has probably forgotten more about food than I'll ever know. So highly recommended if you're looking for a quick half-hour good time, need something to put on just to smile and have fun. Fast Foodies is definitely for you. So Kwam, what is your hidden gem?
So my hidden gem that is also flying under the radar is Invincible. Invincible is a show that centers around 17-year-old Mark Grayson and his transformation into a superhero named Invincible. It stars Stephen Yen as Mark and J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man, which is this show's version of Superman. Now, I think we're all, really tired of superhero content. There's so much of it, but this is not your ordinary superhero show. It puts a nice spin on the superhero genre, and it's actually really, really funny in a dark way. And it's also pretty violent, and that's like right up my avenue. So if you love, superhero shows that are, dark humor, but also really violent, this show will be perfect for you.
I should watch it probably because I love The Boys.
Yes, it is. It is similar to The Boys, but it's not like The Boys in that I don't think it's as heavy as The Boys. The Boys is very, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Political in a sense, while Invincible is a lot more lighthearted in a sense, and that it's more easy to consume and easy to just keep rewatching. I've been rewatching it since it's come out. I probably rewatched the season like 3 or 4 times already. This is because it's that much fun.
Wow.
Wow.
I know. Scott, what is one of your hidden gems?
Well, first off, I would just like to say that I would like to co-sign +1 and retweet all of the picks that you guys have chosen so far. Fast Foodies and Invincible are both fantastic. But my pick is Hacks, which is on HBO Max. It is a fantastically dark comedy that follows this sort of dark mentorship that's forming between an aging Las Vegas comic and this somewhat entitled but outcasted 25-year-old comedy writer who ends up working underneath Deborah Vance, who is this aging comedian who's played by Jean Smart. And it's just so uncomfortable to watch at times how rude and terrible she is to this writer underneath her. But also the comedy is just fantastic. And I honestly can't say enough good things about it. I don't want to give away too much because a lot of the scenes are just like, you have to watch them for yourself to really truly appreciate them. But it's definitely worth watching if you've ever wondered what it would be like for I'm going to say her age, but she's elderly, right? She's elderly at this point, it's fair to say. But yeah, if you want to see her and her younger cohort get totally stoned and run around a plastic surgery like compound, just totally Gone Girl and like making absolute fools of themselves. That episode in particular is really great and a fun one to just jump in on. So highly recommend. Audrey, what is your under the radar pick for best of 2021 so far?
Yeah, so Kwam mentioned dark comedy, and I know David has watched this as well, but it's Made for Love on HBO Max. So imagine there's this like tech billionaire and his wife living in a beautiful compound, except it's really not a normal compound. It's like virtual reality, and he's keeping her a prisoner, and he injected a chip into her brain so that he can track her at all times and monitor all her thoughts and feelings. And then she escapes to her dad, the only person she could think of that may be able to help her. But her dad is Ray Romano, and he is living with his girlfriend, who happens to be a SEX doll and not a real person. And don't laugh at me for censoring myself. I'm in my daughter's bedroom. So it's really funny and really random and weird. So it's a little bit like sci-fi, a little bit comedy, but like it's really unique. And I don't think it got enough praise when it was on. And I know David really loved it too. So I think everyone needs to give Made for Love a shot.
Boom.
Yeah, Kristen Milioti is amazing in that. She was in Palm Springs, the original movie on Hulu, I think last summer or late last year. And Ray Romano is like such a standout, like just incredible, makes you laugh and cry, and can't say enough good things about it. And Jean Smart is having like a renaissance these days.
She really is, and honestly, I couldn't be happier because she's just amazing. And like we need more of that in the world, in my life for sure, and definitely yours. So like just give us what we want. We want more Jean Smart. So like let's go. Let's go.
It's the smart choice.
Yeah.
Well, you can check out more. Thank you. You can check out more of the best shows of 2021 on both X1 and Flex by saying best of 2021 into your voice remote. Before we head out for the week, Scott and Audrey are going to help you plan ahead with the next week's TV premieres and finales. Scott, tell us about those premieres.
Okay. So on June 9th, Loki, the god of mischief, steps out of his brother's shadow to embark on an adventure that takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame. Tom Hiddleston did his best to bring everyone up to speed in 30 seconds, and we have the clip. So here you go.
My new series, Loki, is coming soon to Disney+. And to help get you ready, I'm going to catch you up in just 30 seconds. My dad, Odin, says my brother Thor can be king. I'm jealous. Plus, he's not my real dad, so I get my real dad to kill Odin, but then I save him. Thor's mad anyway. I'll be fine. Cut to Earth. I steal the Tesseract from S.H.I.E.L.D., help the Chitauri invade Earth, and the Avengers stop them, and I go to jail until Thor needs me to help defeat the Dark Elves. Next thing you know, I'm king, but everyone thinks I'm Odin. Our sister Hela shows up. Cue another Thor-Loki team up. We beat her. Then Thanos shows up. We don't beat him, and I die. Thanos kills half the universe. The Avengers go back in time to stop him, giving an earlier version of me a chance to grab the Tesseract. Oh, hang on! Okay, that's better. Thanos gets defeated, and the next thing you know, I've got a job offer from some group that calls itself the TVA. And that's it. Find out what happens next by streaming Loki exclusively on Disney+.
If you are passionate about dogs, but not crazy about a different dog-related B word often used to describe rude housewives, have I got the show for you. Vanderpump Dogs is a new Peacock original reality show that follows Lisa Vanderpump and her LA-based dog foundation, Vanderpump Dogs. The Rescue Center was founded in 2016 with a goal of reinventing the image of a dog shelter from a pound to a palace, and you can check that out on Peacock starting June 9th. On June 11th, Flack returns to Prime Video with an all-new season. The dramedy follows 4 quick-witted and relentless Flackers, yes, that's a word, led by HBIC Anna Paquin. She and her team are tasked to make the best of their celebrity clients' terrible decisions, but of course, their ability to clean up their clients' lives doesn't always translate to their own, which raises the question, who does the spin doctor call when their own image needs a refresh? Also on June 11th, one of my personal faves from last year, Love, Victor, returns to Hulu with a brand new season to give you all of the feels. Honestly, this is the perfect show for Pride Month to remind us that coming out stories are still as important as ever. But coming out is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore here. Personally, I can't wait to see what happens with Victor and Benji, so don't do me dirty, Hulu. One more for your June 11th watch list. Everyone's favorite, but difficult to pronounce Netflix series, Lupin returns with an all-new season. Part 1 of the French mystery series was an unexpected breakaway hit here in the States, and fans are antsy for Part 2's arrival. The trailer promises even more danger this time around, but if there is anything we've learned from the first installment, never underestimate a sign. On June 13, Kevin Can F Himself debuts on AMC+. The series is a dark comedy that alternates between traditional multi-camera sitcom and a single-camera drama, following the journey of a stereotypically smart and beautiful sitcom wife who is married to Kevin, a self-centered man-child who is clearly punching way above his weight. Annie Murphy of Schitt's Creek fame perfectly nails the smiley face suffering of a sitcom wife, and her delivery is more than enough reason to give this one a try. Also on June 13th, Blindspotting premieres on Starz. The dramedy is an adaptation and continuation of the acclaimed 2018 film of the same name. The series stars Jasmine Cephas-Jones, reprising her role of Ashley, who is forced to move in with the mother of her boyfriend following his arrest. I think this show is going to be one of the better adaptations from film to TV adaptations from recent years, so definitely give that one a go. Guys, I'm tired. That was a really, really long one to try and run through. Didn't quite make it, you know, but here we are. I just wanted to make sure that everyone got the love that they deserved. And, you know, anything you guys in particular are excited about in terms of the premieres that I just rattled off for you?
Yeah, well, I've seen the first 4. Yeah, I've seen the first 4 episodes of Blindspotting since I talked to them for a hangout. And it's so good. Everyone should watch Blindspotting. It's really, really great and special. And I'm also super excited for Lupin, as I've been calling it, maybe incorrectly, because like Scott,
I put it
like
into Google
said,
today.
What did it tell you?
The lady in Google said Lupin. I don't know if that's right,
Lupin.
But Google lady says it, so therefore that's what I say.
Must be true. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to love it as much, and really, really was addicted to season 1. So can't wait for that to be on my TV this weekend. What about you, David?
I did the same thing today, Scott, to figure out how to say the French city that Aretha Franklin performed when we did the Quest segment. I couldn't figure out how to say.
And what did the French lady say?
Antibes. And I was like, Antibes? Antibes?
Oh, I could have told you that.
Well, of course, man of the world over here. Man.
Look, David, when you've traveled as much as I have, you can speak in whatever accent you want. You know what I'm saying? That's a Real Housewives reference, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, the show that I'm looking forward to is Kevin Can F Himself. I've actually seen the first episode. It's really unlike anything else on TV, except for maybe WandaVision, only in the sense that it mashes up this like wholesome multicam sitcom situation and flashes back and forth between that and serious one camera drama, like a very polished look versus that sitcom look. And it goes back and forth tonally. It's really, really interesting and really amazing to see Annie Murphy play both roles, kind of the same way that Elizabeth Olsen plays both roles. And so I'm excited to see more of that. Anything?
I could not agree more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying I could not agree more. Kevin can go F himself. Sounds amazing. I'm a big fan of those unconventional TV shows, and it just sounds like something that's like right up my alley that I need to check out.
Do it. You will not be disappointed. Audrey, you want to cover the next week's finales for us?
Yeah, let me take a breath because it's going to be a doozy, my friends.
Go for it.
Okay. All right, let's go. This week's finales. New Amsterdam follows Dr. Max Goodwin, played by the dreamy Ryan Eggold, as he slices and dices his way through the hospital's red tape to provide the best care possible to his patients. If you love medical dramas like ER, Grey's Anatomy, and The Good Doctor, you're probably psyched for tonight's finale. Will the show finally deliver on the long overdue moment between doctors Max and Helen? I can't say for sure, but what I can promise is lots of staring into the distance, tense music, and workplace drama. Next up, A Million Little Things finales tomorrow, June 9th. If you've watched New Amsterdam and said to yourself, this is not intense enough for me, then this is the show for you. From fractured friendships to terminal diseases, stressed out parents, and anger management issues, this finale is sure to give you a million little reasons to meditate, take a yoga class, and practice mindful breathing. Beyond the hospital streets of Boston, we head to Mexico to say goodbye to Teresa Mendoza in Queen of the South, which finales for good this Wednesday. The American crime drama is an adaptation of the telenovela La Reina del Sur, which airs on USA's sister network Telemundo. Fans seem to be convinced they know what's going to happen on the show's highly anticipated series finale after spotting a major clue in this last week's episode. Hint, it involves a possible body double. You'll have to tune in to see for sure what's going to be this heart-racing conclusion. Bible, don't you dare tell me the idea of watching the Kardashians and Jenners bury a time capsule to commemorate their time on the show doesn't make you want to tune in to Thursday's finale. After 20 seasons on EATV's most famous, Momager and her reality TV family are saying goodbye. We've been with them through it all, good and bad. It's been a wild ride, but one thing's for sure, there's no family quite like them. If you're a fan of zombies, the apocalypse, danger, and darkness, and you don't subscribe to AMC+, what are you even doing? The season finale of The Walking Dead is available on Thursday, June 10th, a full 3 days before it airs on AMC. That's right, you can see it all before your friends and family, and who does not love early access? Hacks, Scott mentioned on HBO. It's unlike any other show that I've been rambling about, mainly because it's the first season show. Hacks on HBO is a brand new one. It's the brainchild of Broad City veterans, so it's going to be a good one. The dramedy stars Jean Smart as a Joan Rivers-esque comedian dealing with generational differences, showbiz, and misunderstood woman. And I wish it had a bunch more episodes, but it sounds like Thursday's finale is going to be a good one. Manifest on NBC. Season 3 finale is set to arrive on Thursday, June 10th with an epic 2-hour event. With that much time, there's sure to be a few can't-miss moments. The Supernatural series is full of turbulence, and Melissa Roxburgh, aka Michaela's perfect eyebrows, have promised fans that they will get the answers they deserve. And of course, along with answers, more questions. Z-Way, billed as a late-night talk show, Scott's favorite, is so much more. She's been delighting us with a mix of musical numbers, interviews, and smart comedy that puts people in a spot that's deliciously awkward, yet totally likable. Sunday's finale will feature actor Adam Pally, and it's sure to be an enlightening and entertaining episode. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that her set is basically like it's filmed inside of a caboodle, and I'm really here for it. Extreme Sisters on TLC. Wow, TLC has done it again. They have you hooked on a show that you can't stop watching, no matter how unique it may be. Brittany and Brianna, Bailey and Brooke, Patrix and Patricia. These sisters share more than just letters of the alphabet. I'm talking boyfriends, clothes, and more. Sunday's finale will find several of them at a crossroads.
Scott loves Z-Way.
I am just I'm mostly obsessed with the musical numbers, honestly, because they are just next level satires that first are a bop. And I can say that with confidence, David, they are a bop.
Bringing it
but
back,
also
full circle.
Her interview styles are just intense. I would not want to interview because I'd be petrified that I would say something stupid, but I would also just not want to be interviewed by her because I feel I'm not the one. But love it. Highly appreciate it. Love to watch it be awkward. So there we go. Awkward TV for the win.
Yeah, I was actually wondering, do you think they have any idea what she's going to ask? Or do you think people are totally going in there blind? Because she really does put people on the spot and they look absolutely horrified and so not sure of what to say.
Oh, yeah, they definitely have no idea. I can say with some level of confidence that these people would not have signed up for this situation if they knew what they were going to get into. And also the editing is not very fair to them, but it just makes for better television. And it's just, it's a good time. If you're a fan of that uncomfortableness, get into it.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the fact that for Hangouts, we don't submit our questions ahead of time, and she's on this this what is it, Showtime, right?
Showtime.
Mm-hmm.
Showtime series. So I'm sure she doesn't, but might have a little more problems not submitting questions come season 2. We'll see how that works out.
It's a Borat situation. Now everyone's onto it.
If you want to check out the shows we talked about today, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview big celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote on X1 or Flex, or tune in here every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern for a new episode. My name is David. Thanks for joining us on What to Watch Live.
Bye.